B Stream is back, and two teams we did not expect to see in the elimination bracket this early are competing for a spot at top 6. It's the home team in FaZe Clan versus Sentinels. A bit of a rivalry between these two. We already know why. And it's Clutch, joined by Dave. I've been told I got a face for the B Stream, so we'll be casting this series for you all night long, and we'll see how far this series goes. It looks like FaZe Clan have started off on the right foot.
Now you gotta wonder what sort of FaZe we're gonna be seeing here. Are we seeing a down and out FaZe, or are we seeing a reinvigorated FaZe that says we gotta make a long elimination bracket run? And from what I heard about the Cloud9 series, sounds like FaZe are not gonna go quietly into the night.
And Sentinels, having lost to just Shopify and SSG so far, have played two very, very strong teams. So this will be a team that is tested coming into this series. We needed to see more from them in that Shopify series yesterday, Dave, that we casted. We have the potential for them to step up and create this upset, but they are going to have to play better.
Also, very interesting play here. Bubu dubu should not be going for B. You need to go for A or C in this situation. It is a total bait in this time. If Sentinels were to grab B, like they just attempted there, they get 0 gain from it. They're not stopping the bleeding. FaZe are still scoring the same amount. B is just a complete bait of a hill at that weird scenario.
I completely agree. As we say that, though, Sentinels have had a couple of fortunate spawns and gotten a few kills. Even though FaZe Clan were able to transition B right after killing bubu dubu, they've been able to take A and C, and now they start to score for themselves. 20-36 is the score, and this is a very unorthodox setup right now, but if they get a couple of kills, they can turn this into a trip cap potential.
Look at that, Falcated just laying some shots down there. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go through blue pipes to help at camo, but instead, just gonna keep the high ground, stay at C plat, and try to get some shots over towards pipes / camo. And that's gonna be bubu, boy, swooping in. And now they just have to kind of slow it down for a minute. Wait till Precision and LethuL spawn. Let bubu do something with his camo.
Yeah, I like this play by Falcated. He's not desperately trying to get them out of B. Bubu dubu gets away with his life with camo. Unfortunately, we see bubu dubu go down over towards the elevator, so that camo gets removed. Right now, Sentinels having to create some space. They have a couple of kills, and now Falcated starts to be aggressive. A nice couple of kills from Falcated here should open up the map for Sentinels. Give him the jiggles, the wiggles. Renegade finally takes him down, but good damage out of Fal with that life, and it's allowed Precision to make his way into the A stronghold.
Yeah, you can't ask for much better than you saw from Falcated with that last life. He was essentially in like a 1v3 since you had a camo player just kind of roaming across the map, so he did everything he could. Got the free kill on Frosty. Puts the pressure on Hill, going into pipes, getting killed, getting damaged, just doing so much right there. So, despite seeing a 3-3-4 stat line for Falcated right now, he's playing much better than that.
Absolutely. They're going to need everything they can get from Falcated, and the player for me to watch this series is Precision. If he can step up and have a big series and put the members of FaZe Clan, push them back, put them down, he will give Sentinels the slaying power that they need to create an upset like this. But as I say that, A and B now currently in the hold of FaZe because Precision was taken down top catwalk. This is a much more traditional hold, and FaZe continue to build this lead now up over 30.
Yeah, FaZe slowly pulling away here, doing the right rotations, break up when and where they need to. But once again, we're now in a 3 down for FaZe. Royal 2, the last one alive. What hills do bubu and Sentinels decide to go for? They know C's going to be pressured. They need to flip one of these, and they do flip A.
Yeah, they're going to be able to get A, and now their eyes are set on B. LethuL's able to spawn, jump into B immediately. I love this position by bubu. He's going to get shots onto Royal 2 top glass. Royal 2 cannot stop LethuL from transitioning B over. It's a trip cap for Sentinels right now. That if they're able to spin up a couple of kills here, they can take this game by storm. The first couple of kills are what you got to pay attention to. Unfortunately, Precision's the first one to go down. Now bubu goes down, Frosty gets the camo, and Sentinels control will go with it.
Yeah, Sentinels got the lead for a bit, but expect that to change in a short while. You see a 8-point lead here for Sentinels. Expect this to get to the 100 mark or so for FaZe because you saw those players go down. You saw camo in the hands of Frosty. And actually, as I'm watching Frosty's POV, he's one player that I thought I wanted to see a little bit more out at here. Which is a rarity to say. I think I'm only calling him out just because I don't know if I could have ever really called him out in a series anytime in the last 3 years.
He looked like he was not on the same page with his teammates in that pure series. A little bit rattled FaZe looked earlier today. Have they shaken off those cobwebs is the big question. 100 points now as FaZe take that 100-point mark in this game. Still Sentinels climbing back. Now Sentinels continue to score. This is about a neck-and-neck game, and you have Renegade at 10, 5, and 4. He's doing a ton for FaZe Clan right now. 3 members of Sentinels do go down, so will the control of Sentinels, but Renegade cannot keep up this pace. We need other members of FaZe to step up, like Frosty, you said.
And one thing, I tapped your shoulder because I wanted to point one thing out to you, Wes. I was only pointing out the 100 because I saw FaZe get there. I was like, hey, they should get about the 100-point mark or so with the setup after the kills, after the camo, and got a lucky prediction.
And immediately stopped at 100. Well done, Dave. You've watched a game or two of Halo, so it's no doubt you can predict some of these things from happening. Right now, though, the trip cap is going to be in effect, and Sentinels get spotted out, spawning long haul, trying to push into C. But good damage from Frosty on the multiple players is going to allow C to be reset. FaZe Clan have Sentinels in the spawn trap right now, and with this trip cap in effect, that 100 points is now up to 160 and continuing to climb. Sentinels on their back feet need to find a way to find some kills and take back control before this game ends quickly.
Frosty not worried about overextending or making any plays right now until Sentinels make the play. Until he knows they overcommit towards C or until they step into B. He's just fine, chilling. Points are racking up so fast, and they're finally about to stop the bleeding. There Sentinels go. They recap batteries. Bubu gonna try to get A and try to claw back some points here, but damage has been done. They held a trip cap for a significant period of time, and a 100-point lead is difficult to come back from.
Good job by Bubu to sniff out Royal 2, hiding bottom middle. Now he's able to transition that target onto Renegade, but Renegade turns and burns him. It deletes that camo. That was all 4 players going down for Sentinels. Falcated is going to be spawning up towards the elevator, but B and C now in control of FaZe. FaZe crossed the 200-point mark.
Yeah, the turn and burn by Renegade was so good. It's something that's underrated from so many different top players. Just hearing the call-outs, knowing where to turn, and saying, all right, even though I'm one shot and I'm panicking a little bit, I can kill a one-shot camo player who does that with quick precision.
Yeah, Renegade's one of those guys that if you miss a shot, he will make you pay. And right now, Sentinel's paying the ultimate price here in Game 1. A and C in the control of FaZe. B is going to be potentially transferred over, but not quite yet. They get that player out of B. FaZe Clan continuing to score. 15 points is all they need. Royal 2 finds a massive kill. 2 players trying to push the C flat, but Royal 2 rotates perfectly. Renegade, the distraction, doing his job. Royal 2 doing his job. The double kill comes through, and that will end Game 1, 250 to 104. FaZe Clan looked dominant once that trip came in the mid-game came to effect, and that's the FaZe Clan we expected to see here in the elimination bracket in Game 1.
Yeah, FaZe looking scary there. Sentinels do not want to see this side of FaZe when they're playing this good. I don't really know what Sentinels got to do to bring this one back. Like you said, at some point it's either playing unorthodox or catching them off, getting those individual fights, but we're also seeing a position right now where FaZe, they aren't losing those individual fights like we saw in Pure, and that's more of a testament to how good Pure we're playing. So we're going to have to see them play on a whole nother level or do a little something different here on the Sentinel side.
Now, we have seen Sentinels give FaZe problems in the past. Bubu the Sith Lord, you're pointing it out on screen. He's going to need to...
I just saw that tag, Bubu running the Sith. He had that moment at London, and he's running with it.
Yeah, he's going to need to pick it up here to keep Sentinels in this tournament. We know that Sentinels has given FaZe problems in the past, but that was the Spartan the Dog edition of this team last year, a long time ago. But you know that this FaZe team has a recipe that they believe could be successful against FaZe. We'll see if that's the case for Game 2. We're going to a short break. We'll be back with you when game starts. All right, back in action, back into Game 2, and we're on board with Renegade. Sentinels having a better start already, being up 3-1. You know that camouflage is going to be top middle. The shock rifle is going to spawn top snipe, and Sentinels need to find ways to create opportunities with these power-ups and power weapons. It looks like they've done a good job to win the opening break. Everybody has found themselves a kill, and Renegade appears to be stuck in yard.
Yeah, Renegade somehow also slipping away there from Falcated over at top gold, despite being at the disadvantage. Always seems to just find a way. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah, it's actually incredible how consistent he is at disadvantageous positions to kick open opportunity for FaZe Clan. Right now, the map's been flipped on its head, so any early control that went to Sentinels has been erased, as well as the lead. Sentinels now down 1, 7-6 in FaZe's favor. And let's see now with FaZe on the inside of the map how they can pick apart Sentinels, and if they're able to find some success and create some difference in this score.
Yeah, now we're in a semi-stalemate scenario. We see that FaZe have the inside of the map. You can see Sentinels kind of the outside / yard. Which side do you prefer in those situations?
I always want to be on the inside of the map. This is what Kamo spawning this with a shock rifle spawns. I swear, I feel like you can be a little bit looser. I feel like you have to come out of doorways or like out of tight routes if you're coming from the inside of the map or the outside of the map in yard and loop and driveway and whatnot. Precision has kicked open that door that FaZe's setup right there. He found 2 kills while we were talking, and those 2 kills were massive to stop FaZe's momentum that they were building. Camo is going to be the next factor that comes up here in 10 seconds. FaZe still in a promising situation, but Sentinels have a little bit more room to breathe.
Yeah, Sentinel's still in a comfortable spot, but like you said, if they get a pick here, it's not like it get guaranteed camo, whereas the opposite is true. If FaZe get the right kill or so here, they get guaranteed camo crash. And just like that, Royal 2 going to go for the finish down low. Bubu trying to desperately get a touch on that camo, not happening.
Oh!
I thought
big kill by
Royal 2
LethuL.
almost was about to on that one, but yeah, that's going to be Frosty slamming that camo. Can he live? Can he get away? He's down there at U-turn. Damage coming
Big
in.
nades.
The grenade's going to take him out.
LethuL found 3 kills when that camouflage was coming up. He found a double, and then we watched him kill Royal 2 from that driveway position. Him staying alive and finding those kills was massive to keep this game close. Not only that, but now Sentinels have the lead. They're pushing for this shock rifle that's coming up, and they have the numbers advantage with that phenomenal damage from bubu, and it got backed up by Precision and Falcated here. They flipped the map as that camo was coming up, and it's all because LethuL found those 3 kills.
Yeah, LethuL just slipping by as attention is elsewhere. And now we're going to have to see. We saw that Sentinels were able to play from the outside and eventually find an opening break onto the inside. Can FaZe Clan do the same? I guess I wouldn't compare to the exact same scenario because it feels like people are everywhere, and Frosty, so used to that thruster being such a dominant player with that in Halo 5.
Yeah, but Frosty's the only one that finds a kill. LethuL trades his. The rest of Sentinels able to wipe down FaZe, and now it's a 6-kill lead. Now you're starting to feel a little bit more comfortable. You have momentum on your side for what feels like the first time in this series. Game 2 looking good for Sentinels right now if they can keep this up.
Just like that, they're making this push to top camo. Players all over on poster side. How did Precision and Sentinels crew decide to play this? Looks like they decided to isolate a fight in the yard. I almost disagree. I almost feel like you just have to join up with your players at posters because you have to play out. But Royal 2 and SnakeBite both picking up a couple kills. Royal 2 eventually falling. Camo now back on the map. Not sure who was able to snag that. It was in the hands of Renegade as all that action was taking place.
Still a 6-kill lead, 7-kill lead for FaZe Clan to try and make up for with this camo. A phenomenal job once again by Sentinels. Renegade does not spot that one player, but he has his eyes on Precision. They know one of these players is going to be good damage. 2 players spotted truck. A lot of information for Renegade right now, but FaZe Clan have tried to push into yard and find several players. A good job by Sentinels to get out of dodge, but now Falcated under a lot of pressure right now, and that pressure is in the hands of Renegade. Frosty and SnakeBite both find kills in the kill feed, and all of a sudden that 7-point lead is down to 2.
Renegade still knowing that somebody is nearby there. It looks like they finally pick off the Precision over at the truck. But all these members at Sentinel stuck in the yard. Decide to put the squeeze on? I don't believe so. Too many players too far back over at Snipe's side, so they can't really press this advantage, even though Sentinels are stuck in one location.
Yeah, FaZe lost 2 players. They're going to have to back out, and the other 2 players, it's their responsibility to stay alive. Renegade gets spotted out in the loop, and here comes Sentinels. Bubu with the thrust backwards. Not a problem for Renegade to deal with. Makes LethuL no shield as well. Where is the rest of FaZe, however? LethuL's going to get his shield back before he's able to get traded out, and SnakeBite, maybe a little bit too slow on that push, was not able to follow up on the damage.
That's one of the difficult parts about playing against Renegade. There's times where you see him somewhere nearby, and it's like, all right, well, let's start to collapse on him. And Bubu and crew, they decide to collapse in over towards the glass or over towards LR. But Bubu oversteps one little bit, misses one shot, and Renegade says, oh, you messed up. I'm now going to challenge this and get a kill in a situation that he should have been able to just run away.
Yeah, and those kills are so important to the flow of the match right now. Still a 4-kill game in Sentinels' favor, but this game could have gotten ugly if Renegade doesn't pick up a couple of those kills along the way. Camo's going to be coming up in 5 seconds. Sentinels, once again, playing from the yard side of the map, need to find a way to trade kills successfully and at least get this camo burned before their lead is gone.
LethuL hearing some noise above him, doesn't know exactly where it's at.
He snuck
Giving a
through.
shot in the backside. Here comes the answer. Renegade. Get some help. That's LethuL that slipped over. No, LethuL over at Cafe. Let's see what he can do. That's going to be 2 down. 3 down. Frosty, the only one that can try stopping this camo, but that's going to go back in the hands of bubu. 7-kill lead. And Sentinels, every single time, they seem to be okay from this yard side neutral scenario.
That was huge for Sentinels. They get the camo, and they extend the lead to 8 now. And bubu dubu with this camo, doing what bubu dubu does best, behind enemy lines, catching LethuL off guard, and that is the anchor for the team. You know, everybody's in between us. They're able to get another wipe onto FaZe Clan, 38-29. This game is starting to get ugly, and Sentinels have awoken.
Yeah, talking about creating openings there. bubu dubu, 12 assists. Every single time he's laying down shots into multiple players, just creating the perfect opportunity for Precision, Falcated, LethuL to swoop on in and get those kills.
Yeah, as a support player, that's what bubu dubu does best. When he can find his rhythm into a match, he can take over and have the impact that he is currently having. Precision now with this shock rifle could do something special. He could tie this series up. Still up 9. FaZe not giving him anything right now, but here comes Renegade. The pressure, he spotted out. Nades are coming from the poster side, so he knows that players will be approaching the nest from there, but Frosty can't quite finish the kill before bubu dubu takes it down. Precision's taken down, but at what cost? Trades are great for Sentinels in this position. Still an 8-kill game. Yes, you lose the shock rifle, but you approach that 50-kill mark even closer. Frosty gets taken down. 9 kills to tie this series up, and Sentinels smell blood in the water.
Yeah, we're in a situation too where Sentinels still could have technically fought for inside the map, but it looks like they resort just to go back to taking yard. They said, hey, no need to maybe give them 2 or 3 more deaths if this battle doesn't go our way. Let's just revert back to yard, revert back towards glass, and then they can make a push together. 3 of them falling right now. Do FaZe decide to push this advantage or just hold the center of the map? And it looks like holding the center of the map is the play. I
believe there may be a camo in FaZe's hands right now. Could be wrong, but FaZe, this is their moment. This is the chance that they're going to have. Once again, Renegade with camo is going to be able to lead this charge, but there is so little room for error. 6 kills still separate these two, and FaZe have so much work to do if they want to try and come back in this. Renegade in the yard, sees multiple players, does some damage, but actually decides to get out. His teammates are able to follow up. The LethuL, Frosty both find kills. LethuL is still in the back, and no trades are coming in for Sentinels. Renegade needs to be careful here. LethuL, if he can trade, that's massive. Wow. LethuL gets the kill before he goes down. The lead is now to 5. bubu dubu picks up a massive kill onto Frosty to stop the snowball in its tracks, and the 5-kill lead is still a massive lead to try and make up if you're FaZe Clan.
Yeah, especially now that spawns are kind of everywhere. They're going to get some trades just like that. bubu just meleeing SnakeBite for their 46th kill. It's going to be a tough comeback from him. I felt like it had to be kind of won from that camo scenario. Now you're 6 down. You're not going to really have many power weapons or power-ups to really turn the rest of the game, especially when you're down by 5 and you only have 1 last camo.
We'll make it 4. As FaZe pick up several unanswered kills, you all of a sudden start to see Sentinels spawning on this back BR. FaZe approaching the yard once again. Sentinels have to find ways to at least find some trades if FaZe are to push. If you're able to trade any players approaching that 50-kill mark, 46, there's still a window for a massive letdown. You get that closer to about 48, 49, they have to play so tight on the side of FaZe that it makes it so difficult. Let's see how Sentinels play this situation.
Yeah, FaZe have some lives to play with, absolutely. They can charge out, they have to get all wiped if they're making one big team push. So you're right, they have the room to play with, but
Camo's up.
Camo is up. Do Sentinels give up any deaths here challenging it? Because you know FaZe aren't just going to run out and grab it. They're going to wait for the damage or pick before snagging that camo.
Falcated picks up the biggest kill of the series so far. Frosty goes down, and that's the signal for them to push. Unfortunately, Precision pushes, and SnakeBite gets a kill. LethuL takes down Falcated now. SnakeBite's still a nuisance here by the posters. Doesn't give them an angle. They don't have grenades to play around. 3 kills separate the 2. Renegade has shock rifle. SnakeBite's still out to dry. Renegade can't hit the headshot on the LethuL. It's just a body shot, so he doesn't go down. SnakeBite finally gets fished out of that posters position, and now 49-44, 1 kill to go. LethuL gets pushed. He sticks LethuL and repulses enough away, creates enough space to where it doesn't kill him. But look at how trapped FaZe are in this blue area. Here comes Precision and Falcated. One player gets taken down. 49-46, SnakeBite on the ramp, and SnakeBite goes down to Falcated, and Sentinels will tie this series up.
Man, Sentinels played that so good in that neutral scenario. Like you said, you strongly favor that inner part of the map. The one thing I did notice, every single time that Sentinels were off towards yard / LR side, is they focused on that posters pick first. You saw them keep pinging it, saying, is somebody there? Or anytime as soon as SnakeBite got there, that was their focal point. It kind of reminded me back in the day of, like, we had this Halo 2 strat in Beaver Creek where we always wanted to make sure we took care of that rocket cliff first, someone up on that rocket arch. And to me, it seemed like they kind of identified this poster spot being an integral spot to eliminate, and then they have more freedom to push on out.
Absolutely. It reminds me of Guardian when, like, you have to get that guy at green weak before you can push across top middle, before you can lift, because you can't have him getting free damage on you as you're going top middle or hitting that snipe lift. So as soon as that player gets too weak to be able to, like, stay in the fight,
that's their go signal.
That's the go signal. And that was immediately what happened at that. The second they get that first kill, they're pushing SnakeBite. They give up a few lives, but eventually they got SnakeBite taken care of, and that opens up so much space. And you saw how trapped they felt at blue there at the end. Even though great plays were being made and they're trying to climb back from this deficit, there's not enough room for the error of these players are eventually going to get taken down. They could go 2 for 1 and still win this game because of the lead that they've built.
But yeah, joint team effort there by Falcated, LethuL, Precision, and bubu to take that game 50-46. Stick around. We'll be going to game 3. We've got ourselves a tied series 1-1.
Back into the action. It's game 3. The series is all tied up. And we're on board with Falcated as he tries to create maybe one of the biggest upsets and send FaZe home with an elimination into the top 8. An unheard of stat for a team like FaZe Clan here. It's a great start for Sentinels as they have ball in hand and they brought it already back to house. It looks like Sentinels have won the opening break.
It's been interesting to see this bubu development from the main Slayer to the main OBJ player here on this Sentinels roster. We've seen so many rosters in the past where he was just known like, all right, the game's built around him. Get him his sniper, get him his comfortability, let him get a bunch of kills on the board. But here, he's up front and center on these opposing teams, whether it's the flag grabs or whether it's the early ball grabs.
26-3 now as it does look like a couple of kills have gone on the side of FaZe, and now the ball in their control as well. Royal 2 top tower with snipe. Just about everything you could ask for as a FaZe fan, but there is a player back tower. Bubu Dubu, he gets dealt with. Another player is going to be approaching top middle. Royal 2 trying to find another player for Sentinels to take down, but that ball gets neutralized. So this is a good sign for Sentinels fans. You're able to stop the momentum, but as I say that, 3 people in the kill feed for FaZe get kills. All 4 go down for Sentinels, and it includes Royal 2 ripping the head off Bubu Dubu, spawning over towards that camo. He almost got black screen right there.
This is the Royal 2 I'm used to seeing, but you know, he can post up somewhere, someone can challenge him from far, and you're not going to win that fight. He's going to lay out more damage than you. He's going to be such a nuisance in the spot. Right there, bubu somehow slides by for just a second, getting behind enemy lines. Not sure exactly where bubu ended up, but being slippery.
Bubu going to try and take down Royal 2 off this tower, but it's hard.
Tower jump?
Yeah, it was.
It's just unorthodox. Like, you know what I mean? Most people are like, all right, you're not going to jump there because you're just going to get shot by some other people. But bubu, knowing the situation, knowing that Royal 2 was kind of the lone gun there, and that perfect timing. Royal saying, I'm going to throw the nade here, look for a normal jump, and I'm going to watch the back ramp. And there was a third option there that he was unaware of. And bubu hits that front grab, gets the kill on Royal 2, which is pivotal to breaking that setup.
And in the meantime, it does look like the ball got played, so it's going to go back to bottom middle. FaZe maybe not able to capitalize on a round of slays there as much as they would have liked to. But since then, Royal 2 has come off spawn, and he was the player that was able to grab that ball and bring it up to top middle. Frosty clearing at the back of tower, sniffing out any members of Sentinels. Nobody's over here, though, as Sentinels is still across the map. Nothing to quite decide this next combat with Frosty anchoring all of Camo side. Actually has a ton of information of where Sentinels is not. Sentinels have opted to push through big door, and here comes a green push. We'll see if FaZe's setup holds strong.
A great heads up rotate there by Royal 2. Hearing from Frosty saying, hey, I'm not seeing anything here on Camo side. That means you should probably run this ball near Camo or tower side, which does. They get a good amount of time, they play ball it, and just because of that, they get a 30-point lead.
What a perfect play from Frosty. He expects players to go from green to bottom middle, and it's actually the camo player that runs right in front of him without checking the corner. Frosty able to take down LethuL there for free, removing the camo from the situation, getting a complete round of slays. And look at this score, Dave. 67 and climbing right now to 26. What was once an early lead for Sentinels has been all FaZe Clan since.
Yeah, bubu getting that early scratch time. Everything from there has been FaZe just getting strong setups, strong rotates, and play balls. And also, what kind of bizarro world do we live in here in 2024 where bubu and LethuL are the two main OBJ players on each team?
Yeah, and it's not saying much.
This is not a world I want to live in.
But I think there's something to the disappointment from FaZe's winners bracket appearance, where they went up against Pure down 2-0 in the series. Live Fire Oddball, a game type that has been strong for them this year so far. They were phenomenal at it in London, and they could not get on the right path in that game 3 against Pure. Same game type, same mode combination, a much different story. A nice triple from LethuL as I say that. But Ball's running away, and this is something we saw from Pure doing to FaZe. As they were getting kills, Pure continued to rotate the ball and be on top of it. It looks like LethuL and the boys have done a good job of adapting and honestly adding to their play style and being scrappy with that ball.
You know, wouldn't surprise me if they just had a few quick words after the series and they said a few things like, all right, we need to get a bit more scrappy with the ball. And then Bradley, just getting your slaying rhythm. Once you get killing, things are way easier.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they had a few choice words like that and talked about those slay adjustments that they're making, and you see it being applied right here on round 1 of Oddball.
Yeah, phenomenal round 1 here so far. Camo will be coming up, and the rotation to bottom middle will force Sentinels to push through that dummy door. They're able to get a couple of kills, and they're going to grab that ball immediately, but a grenade from Renegade knocks 2 players to no shield. Renegade's going to actually repulse top middle here. He should expect the player to be in house, but he's got his eyes on the prize, and that's LethuL right now. Not able to get a melee onto his second player, but a good job by Renegade to at least make this setup weaker. Here comes Precision with the camo. He's able to find one onto Frosty. Roll 2, dip dive, ducking, trades the kill, and if you're Precision, you'll take that every day of the week. 3 go down for FaZe, and Sentinels will have a setup and an opportunity to play perfect and win round 1.
Yeah, and there's really kind of no bad choice here either way with this ball, whether you decide to try to hold it to the death over in Garage or go for the play ball scenario, because as long as your members die here on Sentinels, FaZe are going to get that ball. They're going to get the play ball or then you can Garage setup. So pick whatever you're more comfortable with, and that's going to be 3 going down for a moment. This is going to be disastrous here, likely for Sentinels, because they have to get some kills and they got to get the ball stopped. Otherwise, round 1 is out of reach.
If you're Renegade, you'll take that trade. SnakeBite has ball in hand, needs 5 points, has full shield. He's going to take it towards the big door, but as the grenade goes through the big door, bubu gets taken down. SnakeBite's going to be able to get those 5 points and end round 1 for FaZe, and that was what we expect of FaZe in Oddball. Renegade popping off, Frosty popping off, scrappy ball time, great rotations, and a dominant win.
Yep, the slaying difference goes to show. I mean, we got 39 kills for FaZe, 29 kills there for Sentinels.
SnakeBite right now on screen, entering round 2. He's going to lose Renegade as his teammate, and Sentinels trying to start off on the right foot again. They started well in round 1, if you remember. They jumped out to an early lead, but that lead got erased completely and overtaken by the way FaZe played that mid-game. Sentinels need to find their rhythm here in game 3 if they want to extend this to a round 3. SnakeBite above, Falcated from the top rope, head gone. LethuL dominated. Precision does find a kill, and as I say that, the positioning is going to favor Sentinels and Precision, as he not only has camo, he has snipe as well. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a bit more aggressive with this, but it looks like he knew someone was near cuts. Not the trade he wants. He wants to get a little bit more out of that than just a trade with camo sniper, but the only silver lining we got here is bubu scrapping time. Every single time his team is getting some kills and get some advantages, he's grabbing that ball. So it's fine when they have the advantage. It's not fine during the neutral and back foot scenarios.
Yeah, the slays are what's really separating these two teams right now. The oddball will naturally come with the slays, you'd have to think. But for now, FaZe, they pick up another 2 kills. They destroy the setup of Sentinels, and they will start to chip away at this 18-point lead that Sentinels jumped off to here in round 2. But for how long is the question? Does it take several different pushes for Sentinels to try and break this setup? Here comes bubu. he picks up a kill, and LethuL picks up a kill as well. Bubu with a double will break FaZe's setup, and a much better job here. I say that, but Renegade might erase everything that Bubu just did. Finds the first kill, can't quite hit the second, but a good job by Sentinels to break it on the first push, something they were struggling to do in round one.
Yeah, Bubu, I like this back and forth rotation. Always at least being active with this ball. And very odd rotation. Very rarely do you ever see this top center rotation, because people usually have angles over from green, or they're able to back flank over towards tower in those positions. But Bubu just kind of knowing exactly where players might spawn, where the threatening spots are, and taking that window of opportunity to push the ball in the perfect path.
Yeah, great understanding from Bubu, and now up over 76 points himself. He gives his team a 40-point lead here in round two. Sentinels looking like a much different team in round two as they pick up a couple of kills.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I thought he was going to stick this one out towards back tower and go for the play, but realizing that precision, clearing a path for him to run this all the way towards garage, doing a full-on loop all the way back to garage where he started.
He's a personal escort in Precision, but here comes the push behind from FaZe. Two members go down, Precision being one of them, so you know FaZe is hot on his tail. They're able to get a couple of kills, but Sentinels, a much different storyline. They get to play from a significant lead here in round two.
Renegade got his work cut out for him. He has most kills. He's going to start to rack up this ball time. I wonder if he's going to hand this off to Royal 2 here in a moment, based on what we've been seeing, how they've been allocating resources in OBJ so far. But once you're at this highest level of play, you got to trust your teammates, and it looks like he is just letting Royal 2 do what Royal 2 does best. Go out there, clear a path, and slay.
All of them can slay with the best of them, it feels, and Renegade now getting comfortable with this ball, starting to chip away. All of a sudden, what was once a 50-point lead, now just down to 20.
And also the fact that they have this ball all the way over here at green. They're going to go for a long play ball. That's going to be all four down. Let's see where Sentinels decides to force these spawns. They know at least one spawn over at Silo, but there's going to be some split spawns. That's so much pressure on Royal 2. Royal 2 being the one alive that spawned over there at Silo. Somehow lives, somehow gets a body shot. How does he stay alive that long and do that much damage in what should be a surefire death?
He took the one route that no Sentinels player had. The fact that he was able to deal early damage to bubu, he was able to finish bubu, and now Royal 2 has broken this entire setup virtually by himself in a situation where he should have been dead.
Yeah, that should have been a free staggered death there by Royal 2. Royal 2 just immediately sprinting off spawn. It reminds me of, like, I don't know, like a sea turtle off spawn where you're almost destined for death, and he's just making it sea.
Royal
in this case, the cuts.
Yeah, Royal 2's made it to C, and Royal 2 has got his team within 10 points here in round two. He may be 10, 11, and 12, but this is one of the most influential lives in the series he's still participating in. And right now, he has so much damage and information on where Sentinels have spawned, and all of a sudden, FaZe have erased the lead completely. They have taken the lead, and Sentinels will have one push down 2 players to try and stop this game from going into FaZe's favor.
Gonna have to take on the duo, Royal and SnakeBite.
Good
That's
luck.
Gonna be Precision going down. 3, 2, 1. That's gonna be FaZe winning that round of oddball.
Round of oddball and game of oddball. Game 3 goes into FaZe's favor. They now take the series lead 2-1, and it's off the back of a phenomenal play from Royal 2. 12, 12, and 12 is what he went, but I mean, those are some of the most influential plays we've seen in this series so far, and he is the reason with 1 minute and 19 seconds of ball time to add. Renegade and Royal 2 actually leading the way with ball time there. Not very often you see those guys with significant ball time, but now FaZe's scrappy play and oddball will give them the lead over Sentinels here.
Yeah, when you got a superstar roster, everyone can do everything, and you're going to need people to step up and do what needs to be done. I said the word do and done a lot in there, so we'll try to expand this vocabulary at some point later in my life.
It checks out, and as a man from the South, we won't ever question your vocabulary, Dave. We're not quizzing anyone here, but we'll see if the superstars for Sentinels can step it up and take us to a Game 5 here as we wait for Game 4. We'll be on a quick break. Let's see if Sentinels has what it takes to bring us back. All right, Game 4 of our Elimination Round 2 bracket, and FaZe Clan trying to get into the top 6 right now. Sentinels also doing the same, but they find themselves down 2-1, and Frosty off the map is a good sign for Sentinels fans. As Royal 2 posted up with this snipe, is trying to deny overshield, but Sentinels now with numbers advantage are able to pull the flag and pick up that overshield. Royal 2 has so much work to do, and he starts it off by taking Falcated's head.
Yeah, gets that early grab on the flag as well by bubu. Is it still moving?
Yeah, it's still...
bubu finally taken down, but the flag is far along its path. And we also saw that kind of classic Sentinel start, where they leave the sniper off the beginning, and they're all kind of pushing in different directions, and then grab that sniper a little bit later, which is now in the hands of Precision.
That flag does get returned, however. What a big kill from LethuL, and then another one followed up by Frosty in order to keep this game tied 0-0. Still on their back feet, however, a lot of work to do, and Precision is on their plat with a snipe. The flag gets pulled again, but it flies off the map. Maybe a mistimed G-slide and a poor throw will keep this flag back at home. Precision finally goes down, and LethuL finally goes down. The battle of the snipes is over. Neither team can really call themselves the victor, as this is still a neutral 0-0.
I was trying to see who grabbed that flag, because if it was bubu again, bubu at that point would have had 2 flag grabs, 0 kills at that point in time if that was the case, which, I mean, it just shows his level of aggression, but you need to find that right balance. And team's going to go through those little learning curves. There's what I almost try to describe as, let's say, a perfect line of the amount of objectives lanes to it, and it's going to go above and do too much objective, and below and do too much lane, and above and below and above and below, and you eventually kind of get to that healthy line as close as you can.
I think something to pay attention to here as things like that are going on in this game, Dave, is the last time we watched FaZe in Capture the Flag was on Argyle, and it felt like they were always on their back feet against Pure. And although they were doing a phenomenal job at the start, we then saw in the mid-game that Pure started to really take over with their aggression. Is that going to be the recipe for success here that Sentinels can replicate in order to have success here on Forbidden? Right now, the flag is out for the side of FaZe. They're trying to make this flag on the move. Renegade picks up a big double kill, and 2 players are spotted. Wow. Renegade's able to get a touch, but still you need a couple of kills to continue this flag run.
That flag was about to self-return on time, and Renegade realized his team was in such a strong position that he might as well give his life up to get that touch, just in case they're able to secure a kill or 2. They weren't able to get those kills, so now it's back to bait mode. LethuL just trying to see if he can bait somebody in over here. They have to know he was somewhere on that sniper. Don't feel fully safe. Precision oversteps and pays for it with his life.
There's 2 more players in this hut, though. LethuL able to get 1 down and no shield, but that's not enough. And SnakeBite goes down as well. Renegade's going to be coming off respawn, it appears. No, he's behind enemy lines right now. The snipe is up, and bubu picks it up, but is he going to know Renegade's here? He does check. For some reason, whatever it is sixth sense. I'm sorry. Told him Renegade's here, and now the reinforcements of Sentinels make Renegade's life a living hell. He's forced to trade in a situation that's looked so promising if they don't check their backs.
Yeah, that long play by LethuL bought enough time for Renegade to flank on through, but it feels like some individual efforts. Kind of. It almost feels like these players of FaZe are naturally or unnaturally staggering themselves in their own deaths, buying time for each other, because it's such a long map that it almost feels like at some point you have to say, you know what, you're all the way across the map on your own. You're going to live that life as best you can. We're going to go do a different push over here towards Flag Plat or somewhere else.
Right. Forbidden can be one of those tricky maps to find your rhythm and flow. And right now, a player that is finding his rhythm and flow is LethuL. He takes LethuL down on the Mohawk. 8-1-3 he was, but he throws the snipe off the map as he gets taken down. Now he's 8-1-4. A flag is being pulled by Renegade. So that's SnakeBite's cue. Can I help my teammate get this flag on the move? Right now, SnakeBite hits some shots. This flag could go pretty far for FaZe. They lose 2 players, however, and that flag is neutralized. Renegade, the flag carrier, he gets taken down. SnakeBite then jumps on the diving board. He says, it's up to me. 1 man alone against the world, it appears. With an overshield in his back pocket, he is able to get a touch. 2 players down for Sentinels. Frosty apparently has a snipe somewhere, and as he picks up a kill, these kills could be massive because LethuL approaching that neutralized flag to continue its run.
One thing I'm noticing from FaZe is when they're up near top OS or top of that flag ramp, they don't hesitate one bit just to jump down to where you're going to get back into the action over to your Mohawk side. They realize that person can be there for support for a moment in time, but the real action's on the flag and at the hut.
This flag is still actually out, Dave. And as FaZe Clan throws themselves at it, trying to keep it alive, you almost wonder, when is it going to be too much? When is that going to become an overextension? Because now with 2 dead Sentinels,
couple deaths to go, yeah.
With flag control, will take map control, and this is a very dangerous position for FaZe in. If Sentinels can pick up a couple of kills here, they can get this flag on the move.
Renegade doing everything it needs to do, takes out 2 members of Sentinels, and that shouldn't be a flag moving unless Precision decides to overextend. Here comes the push. LethuL got some damage on it. LethuL and SnakeBite take control of their plat.
Beautiful job, beautiful defense there from FaZe, but we're seeing great defense from both sides. FaZe and Sentinels have both done such a good job to kill that one player that's close enough to continue the flag run, to get that flag pull. That's the one player that matters because of how far you are when you're posted up, taking all these angles. As I say that, 2 go down, the last 2 players alive, stuck back Mohawk and back Commando. For Sentinels, this flag gets pulled. Both those players taking a lot of damage, and SnakeBite able to at least take 1 down. But bubu, with the biggest 2 kills of the game so far, will deny that flag from being moved. Royal 2 answers back with just 1 kill of his own perfect shots, but respawners have had time to come up, and they take down Royal 2 before he can move that flag any further.
That was an interesting setup by Sentinels for defense. A lot of times when you're playing defense, you watch the flag grab before it can be grabbed. Instead, Sentinels pushed all the way to the back left of the base, almost hut side, near Mohawk side, and waited for the flag to be grabbed, and then made their move. They made the move at that moment, and bubu had us isolated one-on-one near Mohawk while his teammates were fighting people over on snipe ramp and over on flag ramp.
I was actually shocked that it worked, but Sentinels...
Me too, yeah, it felt like almost too obvious.
Yeah, it felt like FaZe was going to have a really good opportunity to get that flag on the move, but once again, their defense stands strong. They killed the one player that was running the flag, and nobody else was in a position. Couple of kills going in Sentinels' favor right now. LethuL trying to get plat control. You can tell it's an area of focus for Sentinels. This angle right here can be so strong if you're able to play it correctly. LethuL suspecting someone's going to be on the flank right now. Not really worried about his plat, but probably because his teammates have that angle covered. No one's home on that flank, and eventually LethuL's going to understand that these players are probably overextending towards his base. Right now, his flag's getting pulled, and he's got a lot of responsibility here to try and find a pick, but he's been sent down. Frosty takes him down. 3 go down for Sentinels, make it all 4. bubu's coming off respawn, and that flag should start to get on the move once again for FaZe Clan.
Royal 2 gonna try to get that toss on it. He's gonna get this G slide, and can he get picked off? No, doesn't feel like he is going to be stopped on this one. This will make it all the way from sewers, and I don't know if anyone from Sentinels can make it all the way across the map in time. They're gonna have to go likely for control. Looks like they're pushing towards the button, and they do have at least 1 kill. I believe that's Falcated now down and SnakeBite down.
They have 3 players with an angle on this flag carrier. Royal 2 knows he cannot run it in. They even pick up a snipe, and Precision puts it to work. Precision landing that body shot, takes down that flag carrier. Now FaZe, although they have Sentinels' flag at their base, their flag is getting pulled. Their snipe has been taken, and Precision continuing to be a nuisance. FaZe are in no promising position right now without a couple of kills to try and cap this flag. However, Sentinels with a counter cap opportunity will turn this into a stalemate. They pick up Overshield as well. They may have 2 snipes, Overshield, and the flag will be at their base. They now can flip this game on its head if they get 1 round of split.
Sentinels, I'll take their position any day of the week here on this one, especially when they got that OS there. But flag all the way in the back of the base, and you gotta get that out of Frosty's cold, dead hands. So good luck on that one.
They continue to have numbers. They're able to pick down Royal 2. LethuL plays his life so well. He's approaching this cautiously, knowing that any of these corners FaZe Clan could have spawned in. FaZe Clan, he's having to clear this out all by himself, and the more time he buys, the more time FaZe has to come off respawn. Falcated able to get Royal 2 weak. LethuL gets a kill, but trades will benefit FaZe in this situation and bring this game back to a flag stalemate. The return actually comes through bubu out of nowhere as we switch to his point of view.
Double return.
Returns that flag, but in the meantime, Renegade at the enemy base has also found himself a return. What a big play by Renegade and bubu as simultaneously to find returns.
Yeah, Renegade making a hero play, realizing that he wasn't in position to play the defense there, and decides to go solo all the way to Sentinel's base, fight that one-on-one, get the recov, same time that bubu's getting the recov.
Look how well LethuL is playing right now, 16, 6, and 10, and that's a double kill that opens up the map for Sentinels to once again get this middle of the map control. Renegade trying to challenge him. Renegade needs to back down. LethuL not taking any free damage and making sure Renegade backs down. Royal 2 also getting told to back down, but Royal 2's going to hold this angle with snipe. LethuL has that 1-on-2. He knocks both of them to no shield, but no one from Sentinels is there to follow up on the damage, and they've dealt with LethuL, but it took everything from both those players.
Yeah, so much focus and attention that you would expect that players on Sentinels were able to do something else on a different part of the map, but as I'm looking across the map here, I see Precision down, I see LethuL still down, I see Falcated over his hut. Doesn't feel like there was much advantage taken of that scenario.
The flag's getting pulled, and not only that, Renegade drops that flag and throws a plasma grenade perfectly to take down the one player in his path. Overshield in the hands of SnakeBite. Renegade does get taken down. That's the flag carrier once again. LethuL trying to just bait time. Precision and LethuL now double teaming SnakeBite. Make this a very difficult run for SnakeBite. As SnakeBite does pick up that kill, it opens up the map. 2 go down. Both LethuL and Precision are in spawn. SnakeBite going through the tunnels once again with the flag is going to have man advantage. Falcated goes down. So now 2 players are coming off respawn. They should be in no performance, no position to try and stop this flag. LethuL is hitting a low route, and he's going to try and take the flag carrier down, but the G slide is perfect, and FaZe will take the lead from a perfect setup and flag run from SnakeBite.
And it happened in the 11th minute, but it happened. Now this is all hands on deck here for Sentinels. Tournament life on the line. They need to not only break out of their base, they need to push away across the center of the map, push into the FaZe base, get a flag and escort it all the way back, all within 60 seconds. This is going to be difficult. They should welcome that FaZe are grabbing this flag. You'd expect less pressure. Yep. There's not less pressure going on them right now. FaZe always able to bring this back and keep the lane power on.
There are 2 down, and Frosty's not going to run this in. LethuL is going to be in the courtyard right now. He's going to be able to jump up and try, and then I just talked on further. Look how many players from Sentinels are on the P-shot. This flag is going nowhere. They may have an opportunity here to get a couple of slays, not only get a return, but a flag on the move for their own. Look at the kills. They're going in Sentinels' favor as well. 1 player from FaZe is coming off respawn already, however. It's a 3-on-3 situation, and this could be the last life Sentinels realistically have at this tournament. Bubu dubu with a double in the kill feed could potentially kick open the door for an opportunity at a cap in the next 15 seconds.
And bubu needs to be the flag grabber as well. He's all the way in the back of the space. They know where he's at. Royal 2 goes down, 8 seconds left. They try and get this finish on bubu. Do they get the finish? SnakeBite gets the finish on LethuL. bubu gets the touch, and it barely
Pie
goes
chart.
over. And the pie chart is slowly ticking down, slice by slice. Falcated gets the next one to grab, but there's a player over in Mohawk. Falcated feels the desperation in the scenario, but he's not giving up just yet.
Frosty goes down. Sentinels have numbers, but Falcated goes down. The pie chart starts to tick again. Precision finds another kill. Last 2 players from FaZe are in no position to try and get this return. This flag is by itself. 2 members of Sentinels go for the flag at the same time. A bit of a miscommunication there as 1 player does get into the tunnel. He misses the side with the flag. He's going to have to drop it. The pie chart will start to tick. Renegade is here, and the pie chart will tick down. Bubu dubu can't get to it. It doesn't look like just steps away, but that will be how Sentinels remember their tournament here in Atlanta. They will be eliminated from the bracket, and FaZe Clan will move on to at least a top 6 finish and elimination bracket round 3.
Sentinels once again with a rough bracket. Tough teams. To say who you lost to, it took 7/8, losing to FaZe in the elimination bracket.
SSG, FaZe, and Shopify are who they lost to. They lost in London to SSG and Optic only. Optic twice and SSG once. And it's got to be so frustrating, inches away from getting a flag on the move. So many things done right, but you couldn't find the recipe that you needed for success here this weekend. And although that's a heartbreaker, it's even harder with how their season has been. Phenomenal. We know this team is on the verge of creating a very special run, but it will not be here in Atlanta. FaZe Clan did just enough to get the job done.
Yeah, just losing to those big 3/big 4 and having placements not quite just outside the big 3 or big 4, despite losing to those solid of rosters. Almost pulled it together in the end to try to bring this into overtime, but like you said, there's just some moments of panic. Too many people committed on the flag not gotten out early enough. Just too little, too late, too much this, too little that, and that's going to be Sentinels' run. So commiserations to Sentinels going out in 7th/8th place. FaZe Clan's run continues in this brutal bracket here at HCS Atlanta. That's going to be it from me and Wes. We'll catch you on the next stream.